Subscribe, follow, like, share. Last Bell Boxing. These guys give you all the exclusives, and next time I get my fight date, it's going to be exclusive on here as well. So make sure you give them all a follow.
Hello, welcome to Last Bell Boxing. Joined by regular Sean. How you going, Sean?
All good, thanks, mate. How are you?
All good, thank you. All good. So this is a bit of a controversial topic that a lot of people have commented on on the comments on the channel. So I thought we'd have a quick session on it. So obviously Saturday night, Darren Till, Joey Essex. I can't believe I'm saying names like this within boxing circles. Performed on the Misfits show in Manchester. I've been to one live in the past where before everyone started jumping up and down, I took my daughter, who was 10 at the time, to watch KSI fight. And I remember feeding back Sean that I was impressed with the production. I thought there's a lot that mainstream fighters can learn from marketing themselves and the way they conduct with social media. Don't get me wrong, when they step between the ropes, it's not as good a product as a pro game by any stretch or mainstream. But there was lessons to be learned. And it was quite interesting, Sean, right, that Jake Paul did a video at the WBO convention over the weekend, just indicating the importance of fighters going on social media to raise a profile, etc., etc. So I thought it was quite timely after that mega long intro to talk about Misfits and where we think they belong in the boxing landscape. So, Sean, give us your thoughts while I take a breath.
Yeah, so Saturday was the first one that I watched from start to finish, really. I've always been intrigued by Darren Till and his actions, so that's what brought my interest to it. I definitely think there's a place for it. I know in the past, well, quite a few of us has been disparaging about it on the channel when it's been brought up. But if you take it in isolation and view it as more entertainment than boxing, I definitely think it serves its purpose.
It's quite interesting, Sean, that some mainstream, let's call them mainstream fighters, are actually coming over to fight on Misfits cards now under their pro arm of the business because the paydays are greater than what they're earning in mainstream under the WBA, WBO, IBF, whatever governing body. So they're already starting to blur them lines a little bit. And also, there's a couple of individuals on their roster who could well go over to the mainstream pro game and hold their own, right? So I do think there's going to be some toing and throwing as Misfits get bigger because they're obviously paying the purses, right? But all them fighters wouldn't come over.
Yeah, I think so. Sort of, I saw, was it Clifton Mitchell's son on the undercard? Yeah, and he won, beat a guy that was ranked by the IBF, I think.
Yeah.
So there's definitely crossover and the ability to have professionals on there, and I think we'll see it more. I wouldn't be surprised if we see guys that used to box that have gone into the bare knuckle these days. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of them come back, such as Rocky Fielding, for example. I don't know about James DeGale, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see those on the card at some point.
The truth is, Sean, isn't it? There's enough zeros on that chat they're going to come and do it, right? And it doesn't seem to me, but you had Carthroch obviously in the audience. You had Addy doing commentary. You had Tony Bellew there as well. Josh Grisham was there as well doing a bit. So they are striving for credibility. Wherever you've got antics like Joey Essex fighting, etc., it's always going to take that away a little bit. But they have got the pro arm of the business now, and then the celebrity arm, haven't they? And you know, the pro fights are getting a little bit better over the course of time. I have to admit that.
Yeah, and I think, well, Darren Till, especially if we speak about him for a second, I definitely think he could cross over to professional boxing, or however you want to label it, and I think he could sort of beat. I wouldn't say anyone world class, but I definitely think he could beat British level fighters.
Because that whole scenario, isn't it? Unless you're going out to the Riyadh season, or you know, Spencer is your promoter and you're earning the big bucks, there is that layer of fighter underneath that, isn't there? in between Small Hall and Saudi, you got that middle tier of fighters, you know, who are struggling for fight nights. Let's be honest, struggling for dates, aren't they? So there could be a scenario where if Misfits were to start selling out some dough and maybe picking up some fighters off certain broadcasters that are having problems at the minute and certain promoters, who knows where it could end up, Sean?
Yeah, the other thing on that, which is quite interesting, obviously Sauerland's involved in, and he obviously does
Brings
promote
credibility
boxing.
again, right? Brings credibility again.
Yeah, but the interesting thing for him, I wouldn't be surprised if some of his fighters that headline Channel 5 shows feature on these cards, such as Conlon, Josh Kelly. I mean, they would be good names, and again, they will raise it to another level.
And I know hardcore fans like us don't like it, but what I would say is, A, look at the attendance in the arena, who were there for the first fight to the last fight. Look at the viewing figures. There's a reason why DAZN are backing it. So I don't think it's going anywhere soon, do you, Sean?
No, and by all accounts, I mean, I'm sure this is the case, but I think the Misfits actually get bigger numbers on DAZN than the conventional boxing. So, no, there's definitely a place for it in the market. I mean, it's definitely improved from where it was sort of 3-4 years ago when it started. There's no question about that. So I think if it remains sensible, you don't get anyone sort of go over their heads too much and call Canelo out like Jake Paul does, for example. If they stay in their station at the level they fight, I don't have a problem with it, really.
Yeah. I would like to think of it, the majority of it is a WWE of boxing.
Yeah.
You know, that's the easiest way for me to think about it. There is a lot of snobbery around regarding it. I'll watch the card on Saturday with my daughter. Some of it's horrendous, don't get me wrong. Let's have it right. But then there's some of it that's quite entertaining. So let's see where it goes, Sean.
Yeah, they're obviously paying quite a lot of money as well to get these UFC guys. Like Ferguson, was it? He obviously fought someone who I've forgotten their name or Yeah, that's the guy. But yeah, they're obviously getting paid more than what he would have in the UFC, I imagine, to box on this card.
And remember that card on Saturday was pay-per-view as well.
Yeah.
So it's obviously generating income that way as well. So again, I'm not advocating for it before people start jumping up and down. But I guess somewhere you've got to take your hat off to the people that have built this. As long as it remains what it is and don't start trying to blur the lines to conventional boxing, because that's when you might have a problem.
Yeah.
Agree, Sean?
Yeah, definitely. I think if they stay in their lane with it, I think it's fine. But as you say, if they start blurring the lines, that's when it becomes a bit, unfortunately, not good for boxing.
Yeah. Okay. That's mine and Sean's thoughts on Misfits, on Darren Till, and on the event on Saturday. Agree, disagree. Again, began a lot of traction, a lot of comments on the YouTube channel and Instagram. Thanks for all the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. This has been Last World Boxing, proudly sponsored by Shaw Building Services and SC Travel. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Cheers, Sean.